Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules and have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. But the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? What we're doing will send a ripple through the universe. When you realize that everything around you was built by people no smarter than you can change it. You can influence it. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again. Remembering that you're going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Death is life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. You have to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong you want to right. If you're not passionate enough from the start, you'll never stick it out. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. You have to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. That's been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. But once you get there, you can move mountains. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. The way we're running the company, the product design, the advertising, it all comes down to this. Make it simple, really simple. Because clarity breeds power, and power changes everything. People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to 100 other good ideas. I'm as proud of what we haven't done as what we have done. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. Get rid of the rest like they're dragging you down. Focus is about clarity, discipline, and courage to choose what truly matters. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. We don't get a chance to do that many things, and everyone should be really excellent. Details matter. It's worth waiting to get it right. When you're doing something for yourself, your family, or your best friend, you don't cut corners. Everything is important, because excellence isn't just a goal. It's a reflection of who you are. Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. When you're a carpenter making a beautiful chest of drawers, you're not going to use a piece of plywood on the back, even though nobody will ever see it. You'll use a beautiful piece of wood because you'll know it's there. For you to sleep well at night, the aesthetic, the integrity, must be carried all the way through. Creativity is just connecting things. When you ask creative people how they did something, they feel guilty because they didn't really do it. They just saw it. The reason they could see it is because they've had more experiences or thought more deeply about them. The broader one's understanding of the human experience, the better design we'll have. That's why it's important to live widely, think deeply, and see patterns others don't. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down. It's what separates those who live with fear from those who live with faith. Because trusting the unknown is how all great journeys begin. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. Sometimes you have to lose everything to rediscover what matters. The journey is the reward. The only way to recover from failure is to fall in love with your work again, to rebuild not from pride, but from purpose. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. Some people say, give the customers what they want, but that's not my approach. Our job is to figure out what they're going to want before they do. We think ahead, we anticipate desire before it's spoken. That's innovation, the ability to lead, not follow. To show people not what they asked for, but what they'll one day love. My model for business is the Beatles. They were four guys who kept each other's negative tendencies in check. The total was greater than the sum of the parts. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. It's technology married with the liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields results that make our hearts sing. Our goal is to make tools that amplify human potential. You've got to start with the customer experience and work backward to the technology, not the other way around. The people who build these products must care about life, art, and people. Otherwise, technology means nothing. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters. You should never start a company with the goal of getting rich. Start it to build something you believe in. Money is a byproduct of meaning. Create something that will outlast you, like something worth remembering. The older I get, the more I see how much motivations matter. The Zune was crappy because the people at Microsoft didn't really love music or art the way we do. We won because we personally love music. Things don't have to change the world to be important, but they have to come from a place of love, of caring deeply about craft, people, and beauty. It's better to be a pirate than to join the Navy. Think different, stay hungry, stay foolish. When you're young, you might think there's a conspiracy to hold creativity back. But the truth is, most people simply accept the world as it is. Don't wait for permission to begin. The ones who truly change the world are those who dare to think differently. When I was 17, I read a quote. If you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll most certainly be right. For 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? When the answer is no for too many days in a row, I know it's time to change. Sometimes I believe in God, sometimes I don't. But ever since I've had cancer, I've thought about it more. Maybe I want to believe that when you die, it doesn't all disappear, that the wisdom you've accumulated somehow lives on. Because life is fragile. The best way to honor it is to create something that lasts, something that moves the human spirit forward. Steve Jobs was a visionary entrepreneur, inventor, and creative force whose ideas reshaped modern life. As co-founder of Apple, he redefined technology through products that married innovation with beauty, from the Macintosh and iPhone to Pixar and iTunes. Jobs believed that technology's true power lay at the intersection of art and engineering, intellect and intuition. His restless pursuit of excellence, his obsession with simplicity, and his refusal to accept limits turned Apple into one of the most influential companies in history. Beyond business, he inspired millions to think differently, follow their intuition, and build with purpose. His legacy endures, and not only in the devices we use, but in the timeless reminder that when passion is guided by vision, it has the power to change the world.